Hello, this is Jessica Fensel. I'm a tech integrationist for Atlantic Community School District. This is a quick tutorial on how to make Rubrics in Google Docs with the help of the website Rubistar. First thing we're going to do is we're going to log in or go to the website rubistar4teachers.org. Again, that website is rubistar.forteachers.org. If you don't already have an account, I would go ahead and sign up for an account and fill out the appropriate fields that are required. Once you've completed that, then you will have a username, much like myself, J. Fensel. In Rubistar, what I like about Rubistar is I don't believe in reinventing the wheel. So you have all these different rubrics that have been created and ideas and information that you can choose from these subjects or these projects. The other thing is you can actually search for a rubric and so on. And if people save those or you're looking for a particular one, there might be one already created and you can so-called copy their rubric and make it your own by tweaking it. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to go ahead and pick on a rubric that I will create. So I'm going to choose multimedia. Once you click on multimedia, it takes you to a different screen. And once that screen comes up, you have different kind of projects and choices to choose from. So for example, I'm just going to do multimedia digital storytelling. And this is where you can customize your rubric. Once you get there, the first thing you're going to do is you notice I'm already logged in, so my information's there. I'm just going to call it Test Project 1 and so on. I could actually save this and make it a permanent one so it's always there. But for demonstration purposes, I'm going to just make it a temporary one. Okay, so you can choose different types of categories. So for example, if I wanted to, I can choose images, and then you can see these fields are populated with context. You can also change the point system as well. So if you wanted to make it 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 or 10, 7, 6, 4, and so on. The other thing I like then is you can create your own if you choose to, but I'm just going to pick the pre-populated categories. But again, if you wanted to change this inside here, you could, and so on. So I like it that it's already in a column format and going from there. So I'm just going to choose grammar, and again, you can change these, reset them, whatever you choose to. So I populated a couple text or categories. I'm going to go ahead and hit submit. And then you have several different options from there. What I'm going to do today is show you how to make it into a Google Doc. So with that being said, I'm not going to print this. So I'm trying to make a template in Google Docs, so then I have this one that I always like. It's what I'm going to use, and then I'll just make copies within Google Docs. That's because I love Google Docs. But I'm going to go ahead and download this particular rubric. And I'm waiting for that to come down here. 1 second. And then you'll notice you have different options. And again, we're going to download as an Excel sheet. Now, this doesn't have capability of directly going into a Google Doc yet, but I can see things are changing and probably will. Once I have downloaded in my downloads folder, I'm going to go ahead and open it up in Excel. You could just use this directly from here if you don't want to bring it to Google Docs. That is an option for you. But again, this tutorial is how to use rubrics in Google Docs. So the first thing I'm going to do then is I'm going to highlight those columns that have the categories and the point system. I am not going to worry about this at the top at this time. I just think this is our main content. The rest of this is just minute. So I'm going to copy that by Command C or Edit Copy, however you feel comfortable with. Then I'm going to minimize this, and I'm going to get out of Excel here. But I'm going to go to my Google Drive account, which you just need either a personal Gmail account or a Google Apps account. And we're going to create a spreadsheet in Google Docs. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Create, and I'm going to click Spreadsheet. First thing you always do, and what I tell my students, is you need to name the spreadsheet. So I just click on this, and I would call it Rubric Template. I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. So now I have a name. Then the next thing I'm going to do is, remember I copied that content earlier on the Excel sheet. So I'm going to paste it. Well, I'm going to use the shortcut Command V. V as in Velcro. Well, that's not very pretty, is it? The next thing, and this is the key, I have everything highlighted. I'm going to go over here and look for some lines and an arrow. That's called wrap text. Everything's highlighted and so on. I'm just going to wrap the text. Voila. Next thing is, where's my borders? I'm going to go over here, click on the border icon, and make some borders. Then I could make my columns bigger because they're kind of small. I can highlight A, B, C, D, E, and I'm going to just drag them over. And now I'm starting to like this. Pretty easy. I have only had to copy a few things, but I need to name this rubric or have a title and so on. So I'm going to insert a couple rows. So I'm highlighting row 1, and I'm going to go to insert row above, insert a row above, insert a row above. So now I could say if I can spell, we'll just call it storytelling here. Storytelling project. Okay, and it has the name of the teacher, I'll put myself, and then the name of the student. I could get real fancy here. I can make those bold. I can merge them if I want, but right now I'm all for simple. We don't need to make everything pretty. Less time. We don't have time for all that sometimes. Row above. I'm just going to put a couple more spaces in between there. Now I am good to go because everything I pretty much copied over is. But let's say I wanted to change something, I could go in here and change it, couldn't I? If I wanted to say whatever. And so on. Maybe I want to make this a little bit more fancier. I can. I'm going to highlight the first column, the first row. I'll make it gray, and then I'll make this yellow, and so on. I could do whatever I want. So there's a rubric in my Google Docs. Now, if I wanted to use this same rubric next time, but maybe for a different student, what would you do? Well, you could go into the file and make a copy. Now, I said this is a template. I could call this the storytelling project template. The next thing I would do is then if this is going to be an actual for Jane Smith, then I would say Jane Smith storytelling rubric. And this time it's not really a template anymore, is it? I'm going to hit OK. So now I'm creating a brand new document for Jane. Now I can tweak it and so on. Oops. I could put a date if I wanted to. It's the 7th, isn't it? But so on. So now, if I wanted to, I could even actually add another column, and I don't even have to go to Rubistar. I could just maybe copy this, go here. I'm going to make it presentation, maybe. And maybe I'll change this content, and I'll just type in here. And so on. That is a quick tutorial on how to make Google Docs, Google spreadsheets for rubrics. Again, this is just one way, but I always like the easiest way. So I hope this works out for you. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me. Thank you.